So tell me what we're going to talk about today.
Today we've got real-time mobile Pokemon battle coming soon. Smash Bros. Ultimate Mode Project, game that lets you play as Jesus, Hitler, or Trump.
Oh God.
Potential Nintendo Mini Switch coming this year. Love, Death, Robots series review part 11.
Yes.
Sony's live-action Final Fantasy TV series, Twitch's subscriber-only feature, the gaming industry unites against Trump, Robert Pattison drops out of Batman movie, Invasion from Planet Wrestletopia Issue 3 review, Vibes Aladdin live-action remake rant, Squeaky Picks, My Friend Pedro, It's a Game, Garbanzo's Corner, the cinematic female agenda, and Inebriated Fitness, Stomach Cutting. All this and more in this week's episode of Keeping Up the Geek Bros. Stay tuned.
In a world where geeking out never looked so good, two incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Your hosts, Keeping Up with the Geek Bros.
Yes! I'm your host, Vibe, and this is Keeping Up with the Geek Bros podcast, episode 70. I'm here with my fellow Geek Bros,
Darth Flex
and Garbanzo.
Before we get into today's topics, Darth Flex, you've got to first explain what's going on with your head.
Hey, welcome to the club.
Yeah. You know that Lou Gehrig's disease?
Yeah.
I have no idea what it is. But
Fantastic.
my head is gonna remain like this until I get hired for that better job. Or we get paid sponsors. I don't know. What's one?
So
I kept my hair because I know there's some black girl out there in need who's gonna want some of these locks. So hit me up if you want to buy my hair.
okay. I thought maybe you got re-enlisted or something. You're being deployed or something. I have no idea.
No.
I haven't had. Okay, but that's what I'm talking about. Well, if you can tell these fine specimens of earlobes and junk like that, our social media.
Absolutely. Open up your ear pussies and listen to this. If you guys want, all right, you guys can check us out on Instagram and Twitter at GeekBros0. That's GEEKBR0S. Again, GEEKBR0S. Now, you can also check us out on Facebook.com/GeekBros0. If you want to see cool pictures, funny stuff, pretty interesting stuff. Now, also, our Twitter is actually kicking out pretty good, some pretty good polls, which I would love to have some more participation in because apparently these votes are bullshit and skewed, but whatever. I digress. And then the first place to find the Geek Bros.
The first place!
Yes!
WeBeGeeksPC.com.
.com.
In addition to that, no, that is not it. Don't you dare cut me off. I'll kill you.
Well,
all right.
Okay.
Now, if you want to see this beautiful, somewhat crack-a-lacking, once again, concoction of milk chocolate, Egyptian cinnamon, and café con leche, you can check us out on youtube.com/VibeRev Studios. That's VIBEREVSTUDIOS. I promise we'll get some of that pumpkin spice vanilla rust in pretty soon.
Yeah, I should be popping in any minute now. That's what she said. Speaking of BB Geeks, I would like to give a fantastic congratulations to Weeby Geeks. I peeped real quick their Twitter announcement. This is at Weeby Geeks. It's that time again. Mighty Marvel Geeks is up for a nomination in the Podcast Awards in the People's Choice Entertainment and TV and Film categories. If you could spare 5 minutes and click on the link below. The link is, and by all means, please vote for these guys, because without Weeby Geeks PC and without Weeby Geeks in general, the Geek Bros podcast would have never existed, because they're the ones that gave us opportunity and a platform to start this. So in the People's Choice Entertainment and TV category, please vote. I would really appreciate them. And yes, you can nominate them even more. So the direct link to sign up that's Podcast Awards. That's one word, podcastawards.com/app/sign up. So by all means, go there. Show Weeby Geeks PC some love because Weeby Geeks love some love because they are the platform that we, it helped make everything possible. So congratulations to Weeby Geeks again for your nomination.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully we'll get up there one day with them. Could you imagine like going up against them would be great. like the students are passing the teacher. I'm all about that. So that is announced it. I think since we've had this podcast, I think We Be Geeks have been nominated for 3 or 4 awards.
Absolutely, they've been doing fantastic.
So they're that's why we're sticking with them, because you know they're gonna, when they get big, they're gonna take us with them. I hope. Please take us with you.
Hanging on their coattails.
I'm just saying. I mean, listen, you get it where you can. So
Hell yeah, dude!
Topics,
Ain't no shame in the game, bro.
Exactly. Before we get to today's topics, we're gonna get to comments and questions from you, the audience. Now, last week it was very, very dry. You guys heard us because you guys stepped it up, and so I got a plenty of comments and questions to get in there. So first, we'll start with the beautiful, ridiculously popping Facebook fan page. That's facebook.com/Geek Bros, GEKBR0S. Our homeboy Bryson Jones commented. What we posted on the fan page that basically it was a picture, and how a fantastic work of art will get like 10 likes, and a chick in a sexy outfit will get 1 million likes. And so Bryson Jones states, "Sex always sells more often and faster than other products." So he goes, LOL. So it was a commentary on how the truly beautiful and appreciative, the creativity is not, I guess, cherished or given as much attention as sex or superficial things. So, which is what I believe, because that's the reason why we struggle with our views, because if we just did YouTube fuckery, we would absolutely go viral. But I refuse to do that. That's the thing. I want to try to be as legitimate as possible.
Wait,
why don't we?
Are you saying that we have standards?
A little bit. We actually do. Believe it or not.
Hey,
Yep.
something I could tell my mom about. She would be so happy to hear that.
That's fantastic. We're gonna.
Why don't we take steroids and oil up our bodies every time before the podcast? I'm sure that'll sell, right?
If you can give me steroids where my penis does not shrink, and
Okay, first of all, your penis
I
does not shrink on steroids. Who the fuck told you that?
that's whatever. That's
It's the
steroids.
testicles. The testicles are the ones that shrink.
Okay.
And they always come back to the same size.
Well, if you were gonna stab me in the butt with a needle for steroids, you make sure I do it right. I want to look like The Rock. I don't want to look like a balloon. So
You know, it won't give you the Rock's height, though, right?
I don't. I
No, it's not sure.
I just
I
want
think
that.
even with HGH, we couldn't
I
pull that
want. I
off.
just want that look with the guys do the look. So
Paper look, yes.
yeah, exactly. So we're gonna move on to the IG comments, and so we posted a poll about who's your favorite geek bro, and it's funny because not only did you guys vote, it's the most voted votes that we've got on any of the polls, but I got personal emails and personal text messages and personal everything about this. It's actually quite funny. So one of them is which one is from my friend and my co-host of another podcast, Halls. She said it was who's your best favorite geek bro, and she goes, I vote for Joe. And because I was winning, she said it's fake news. Next, we have Pink Jess. Pink Jess goes, when was this vote? I vote Lewis. So that was from Pink Jess. Then my tenderoni saw it and said it's vibe all day. So that's from Shenqual.
My tenderoni sound like a jabroni.
That's what I'm talking about. Then we got another reply. Who is that? Is that your mom?
What?
Who is that? The one who I got another reply and it says Garbanzo.
Oh, that's Garbanzo.
Yeah, that's Mama Bean, bro.
Okay, Mama Beans goes Garbanzo. So,
Yeah, man. And by the way, just to give you a heads up, she religiously watches every week.
Oh,
does
shit.
she?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Mama Bean, where's the girl you said you're gonna hook me up with? I'm still lonely and sad. Hey, she said it. Okay.
Yeah.
She said
I
it.
can't deny I was there.
You were there. Let me see if I can bring up because what's Squeezy Bits actually sent us video, and I don't think I can bring it back up anymore. I don't have the screenshot there. Where is Squeezy Bits? Can we play this? Can we play the videos? Hold on. Damn, nope, they're gone now. Yeah, they're gone. Okay, basically, yeah, I knew I should have wrote notes. We have 3 videos that came from Squeezy Bits. He actually gave us, I forget what it was. He did give you a Garbanzo something to talk about. 2 other things. Squeezy Bits, I told you I needed you to send me those videos because they're gone now, so I can't play them. But it was really funny. I completely forgot how Asian it was until he spoke in these videos. Really funny. So we're gonna move on. YouTube comments. That's youtube.com/VibeRev Studios. Of course, it's from our main man Squeezy Bits. First replying to our episode 68 video recap. He goes, Garbanzo needs to invest in his corner by doing an unboxing video of a Nintendo Switch document. Nintendo Switch document the process of buying and purchasing a new console. So that's one. And then I'm
so down if we could start saving for that, or maybe sponsor Nintendo. We could. I'll gladly go through the process.
I don't think Nintendo likes us anymore since I got rid of Nintendo Life. So we'd have to butter them up again. So if you want to bring back Nintendo Life, that'd be great because I'm definitely sure I can't do it. And then he also commented on episode 69, Dirty 69 video recap. He said, Love, Death, and Robots can be replaced with the original Love, Death, and Robots, Neon, Genesis, Evangelion. So, Squeezy Bits, you're the man. I am not reviewing that series. It's never going to happen. At least, if one of them want to do it, but I'm not. That's never going to happen. Never going to happen.
Not a fan of Evangelion?
No, not even close. Now, if we talk about Escaflowne, now that's what I'm talking about. Let me give you a little Escaflowne, okay? I'll review Escaflowne.
All right, well then, let's see. There you go. One door closes, a window opens.
I know that's
pie.
So moving on to Twitter comments. This is at Geek Bros, GEKBR0S. One of our latest poll, which had 10 votes, okay, which is really funny. Who's your favorite Geek Bro? And it said, it's okay, we need sibling rivalry. And I'd like to say that I'm proud to say that 50% of the votes went to Vibe, yours truly. 10% went to Darflex. 20% went to Joe Taro. I don't know why you put Joe, though. It was Joe Taro. And 20% went to Garbanzo. This is 10 votes. And this is a 2-day poll. That's the most votes we've got on any of our
fucking Russia, man.
So
polls, bro.
Those Russian bots.
It's all fake. Fake news.
I got 5 votes. I'm the man. So as of right now, Vibe is your favorite Geek Bro, and I'm humbled and absolutely flattered. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Hey, but between me, you, and everybody else, how many times did you vote for yourself? We'll leave that alone.
I'll be honest. I voted for Vibe because I'm a gentleman and a scholar.
Okay, so now I know where 4 votes came from. I need to know where the 5th one came from. Oh. All right, we'll move on to the next one. This is when I was winning, they put up a new poll and said, "All right, fuck this. Who's your favorite Geek Bro?" And with the second one, but this one lasted shorter. It looks like we all voted for ourselves. Garbanzo got 25%, Joe Tar got 25%, Fuck Vibe got 25%, and that's with 4 votes. So, but that one didn't last nearly as long as the original one, which of course I am the best. Then that particular 10 votes had a huge string of conversations, and basically Miss Lady to You, that's the lovely lady. She said, why fuck Vibe though? And then we said, listen, he supports ISIS, and she goes, laugh my ass off, I need proof. So the response was, look at his beard. He hates The Last Jedi. Fucking ISIS. you guys really got to get on these Twitter rants. They're hilarious. They're really, really. Thank you, Miss Lady. And then last Twitter poll: who would win in a fight? And Darflex wins with 50% of the 4 votes saying he would win. Joe gets 0%. Vibe, of course, gets 25%, which I don't know who voted for me because I sure as heck voted for Flex. I did. I absolutely voted for Flex. I was the first one to vote. And
actually, I'm just saying I also voted for Flex.
Did you? So Flex, who the hell did you vote for? Because you got 2.
I don't think I voted.
Oh, okay then. Well, we loved it. Appreciate it, guys. So, and that's it. That's it for comments and questions. This is my favorite part of the podcast because these are hilarious. Guys, keep it coming in. To Twitter, Instagram message. Emails are kind of dry. Send us emails. We'd like some emails. And
send us some pictures, artwork. Let us know what you guys think. That'd be kind of fun.
I like to make it very clear, guys, that the Geek Bros are in the market right now for new cartoon logos of the Geek Bros. So if anybody's interested in being the artist, because the artist that I had dropped out, and I'm now looking for a new artist who's willing to pro bono would be nice, but we can discuss price if anything. If you're interested in drawing 3 new cartoon characters of myself, Garbanzo, and Flex, I have the photos to be modeled off of, and I'm looking for 3 individual cartoon sets, transparent backgrounds, so I can put it all together for a new intro. So I would love if anybody's interested. Of course, you get credit. Your name will go at the bottom of it, and I'll make you an executive producer of the Geek Bros. Bam! There's nothing better than that. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So, gentlemen, tell me about your weekend.
Well, still in the process of house hunting, so it's a pretty good weekend.
How did you go from house hunting from house closing to house hunting?
I think he was putting down an offer.
Putting down an offer, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully it'll be fruitful.
So is that why you shaved your head, because you like gave up your hair for like extra, I don't know, witchcraft or something like that?
No, it's just because I applied for some pretty legit jobs at NSU, like director level jobs. So I just don't want to look like one of those hipsters trying to go in there.
Okay. You look more like a skinhead, but I mean it works for me too.
But once I get the job, I'll go ahead and let it grow back.
Okay.
Yeah, but not for nothing. But I mean, hipsters do very well in universities.
Yeah, but not this department. It's athletics. There's no room for pussies.
I got you. Never mind.
Understood.
I don't know. Touche.
Okay. How was your weekend?
Busy on the work front. It was actually just fun to relax at home a little bit. I finally saw Detective Pikachu. I loved it. And I also saw. I finally saw Alita, Battle Angel.
How was that?
I actually enjoyed it immensely.
What's your nudity? Was there nudity?
No, sir. I mean, it's just metallic plates that look like boobs, but that's it. But overall, it was still a great movie. And I actually enjoyed the crap out of it.
That's good, fantastic. My weekend wasn't anything. It was editing my backlog. Nothing Geek Bros related, unfortunately, but other things. I have other clients that are all of a sudden all about sending me stuff again, so I've been doing a lot of editing for that. No more babysitting, so that's another positive. And I just got I finally watched all of The Punisher, and I watched all of Jessica Jones, and actually The Punisher was balls to the wall, man.
Yeah, man.
Good. That was so good. I'm so sad that got canceled. Jessica Jones is okay. I enjoyed it. I always loved Jessica Jones, but what are you laughing at?
You said you're excited it canceled?
No, what? No, it's not where it was going, But
how was season 3? I haven't caught up.
Of Jessica Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, it's again, Jessica Jones is more cerebral than it is action packed, and man, her antagonist, he's a mind fuck. That guy is a mind fuck. I love that guy.
All right.
I thought I would never like another villain better than Fisk or
Fisk is good.
or the Purple Man, but I mean he's not better than Fisk, but definitely in between Fisk and the Purple guy with Nefarious. The guy gets in your head, man. It's crazy.
Awesome.
He kind of pulls like a Joker on her, not the way the Joker acts with just pure chaos, but you'll see what I mean when you watch it. It's kind of it's very reminiscent of the end of the Dark Knight. So
all right, cool. Looking forward to it.
Really liked it. But that was what I did this weekend. All right, I am feeling fantastic.
Awesome, dude.
Right.
Hey, so but what's going on with the Geek Bros?
The Geek Bros are preparing. I would like to say we're preparing for our Spider-Man Far From Home screening together and then filming. So that's one thing to look forward to. I actually have the Spider-Man trailer review already. The reaction we did is already edited, but I decided since we're gonna do the review, I'll combine them together. I'll say like a previously, and then show us how we reviewed the trailer versus what we thought about the movie. So I'm gonna put those two together. So that's why I haven't released that yet. But that is actually fun. Unfortunately, guys, I've been behind, but the video recaps have been coming up like literally the night before the new podcast start recording. So, but that's up there.
That's awesome.
That's about it. We're slowly getting back into it now that the camera's back, and we're gonna start scheduling some more face-to-face time to record together.
I know that we still have something on the back burner that may or may not happen, but I actually want to ask a question out to the crowd um, and send us an email what you think, or comment us on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. What do you guys think about having an event, in person, hopefully in the next, in the near future, and who would like to come out and visit and come check out? Also, if any artists are interested in being partnering up with us, if we decide to do this, then shoot us up, get some, let us know what you guys think. If it's something that the crowd would like.
Garbanzo's being super vague and it's so cute. We have been offered the opportunity to host a mini con here in Florida next month. It's a fantastic opportunity. It's very ambitious, and we would love to feel out the crowd to see anybody. Would you guys be interested in the Geek Bros convention? Literally, it'll be a mini convention. It'll be live podcasting. We'll have some giveaways. We'll have some contests. We're gonna try and get some booths, some people out there. And if you're interested in taking part and participating, being a contributor, or just coming out and meeting us and having a good time, let us know, because we're still kind of on the fence about it. And I'm telling you right now, a little bit of encouragement from our audience.
We'll go a long way.
Well, we'll go a long way for us to jump into this, but we're aiming for middle of August. And if you guys are interested, please show us some encouragement, because I will not lie, I'm very on the fence about this. But if I see that there's an interest, even if it's only 20 of you guys, it's still better than nothing. I don't want to put on effort and nobody shows.
And I'm even gonna throw something out there to other podcasters that do listen to us and or have spoken with us in the past, whether it be at cons or whatever. If you're interested in maybe participating, give us a heads up. Let us know, because if the whole thing is between on the amount of if we get some good feedback, then we'll go balls to the wall on this, and it'll be, either way, with just us being there is going to be epic, but we can always take it up to 11.
Exactly. So if you want to join, what are you saying?
I was gonna say, speaking of 11, Stranger Things comes out tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
that means I have to binge watch season 2.
Do a review for that. But yes, so just to wrap this up, if you're interested in coming to Geek Bros Presents Fire Festival, if Geek Bros Presents Geek Palooza, by all means, let us know. We need a title too. So please, by all means, just let us. See, the dogs are interested, and they're giving me hope. So check it out.
There you go.
All right, and that is that. Episode 70 starts now. It's time for the Fresh Scent.
Fresh Scent.
That's what I'm talking about. Geek Bros approved movies of the week. Of course, it's Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yes.
Following the events of Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man must step up and take on new threats in the world, and it's going to change forever. So I can't wait to see this movie. I can't wait to go there with my Geek Bros. I cannot wait to have a drink, whatever Spider-Man drink they're going to have there. I can't wait to do our Stardust reaction. I can't wait to film this. So that's coming soon. You suckers got to figure this out.
You know what I want to do? Honestly, it'd be great if we could pull this off. If we can all get together at the right time, wouldn't it be amazing if we can do an end game and then go straight into Spider-Man, do a double feature? You
mean take the whole day off, pretty much?
We would have to, yeah.
That'd be great. I'm not. God, I'm so tired. I'm not, babysitting anymore on Saturdays. We can go do a matinee on Saturdays real quick. Do both. We can do the review, come back, and
Well, I just my whole schedule changed on Saturday, so we have to maybe put that on the back burner for right now until they hire somebody new. But I'm available on Sundays 100% all day long.
I'm down for Sunday if we have to,
But we could figure it out. That's definitely something to look into.
Of course, but look forward to that. So that's good. We're done. It's time for what's new in the gaming world. Video games out this week, presented by Darflex.
Yes. One thing before we start the video games out this week. God damn it. Have you guys actually played any new video games that you've liked so far, or anything your Drake's had to come out before I start?
Auto chess. All I'm playing is auto chess.
Yes. Okay.
The only thing that I've actually new that I've played is Fallout 76.
Did you like it?
Oh my God!
Hey, it's
yes.
Is it October already?
Hey guys,
going on, Joe?
Sorry.
Well, you
All right,
it's October
you wanna
already,
get
you know, we
this-
got the pumpkin spice.
I want to get this picture.
John says, "Get this picture."
Get this picture. Okay, come on, guys. I'm so sorry about
Hey,
this.
Hey,
This-
I'll go ahead
Who's
and
this,
keep talking with the picture.
Who's this other bald guy with no beard over here?
Me, dog.
Who's
Me.
Listen,
No, you look good, man. You actually look good. Wow.
Flex is going through something, so we have to be very understanding. Okay, mental health is a very important topic. Let me see.
Yeah. Is that lipstick?
Your mama. All right, you guys ready?
You have lipstick?
No, these are the I don't know, the smoke grenade thingies, the color smoke grenade thingies that Squeezy has requested that I order so we can film our new intro for the Geek Bros YouTube channel. They finally came in, and I have 6 of them, and his payment is 2 of them. Well, actually, probably his payment is 3 of them because Jotaro is not around to participate in this intro, which is I don't really care, so I'm okay. Jotaro, what are you wearing? Is that Happy Feet?
It's called a shirt. You should probably
No, I'm just wondering, like, where'd you get that from? It just.
my dealer. I don't disclose dealer information for clothes. Okay, so I'm not gonna.
So you got it on eBay, you scumbag. Got you. All right. So Flex, video games up this week.
All right, so video games out this week. Also, a very uneventful week, really. It's not really more than 10. So, August 1st, we got Collapsed for the PC. We got Hamsterdam for the PC, Switch, Android, iOS. This game actually looks pretty interesting. Hamsterdam, it's like an adventure game where you play a hamster. But, again, that's
Sorry.
We got Madden NFL 20 for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and we kicked that off for August 12th. 2nd, sorry, August 2nd.
People still play Madden?
That's what I'm saying. They still play that? Wow.
Well, I mean, I always thought
Hold on.
that one incident.
Yo, wait. I completely apologize. I fucked up bad. We're in July, not August.
Okay, so we're in the wrong thing. Rewind.
Rewind. Still somewhat.
Why our audience be downvoting us and calling us shit.
Well, how about they come fight me? I mean,
That's a good way to shut up. All right, the polls, you're gonna win anyways.
So here we go. We're gonna kick it off with July 2nd. We have Red Faction Gorilla Mars 3rd. Get it? Mars, the planet edition for the Nintendo Switch. We got Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers expansion for the PC and PS4.
Definitely.
Now, on July 3rd, we have Illusion of El Falacia for PC, Xbox One. July 4th, we have Stranger Things 3, the game. That looks interesting. It's like an 8-bit game.
They came out with 1 and 2?
No, it's just like, no, they haven't.
They just said,
it's
fuck it.
It's an arcade game you can buy online. It's for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. We have Wonder Blade for the PC, Android, and iOS. We have What Remains of Edith Finch for the Switch. Now, July 5th and 9th, right? We have They Are Billions for the Xbox One and PS4, respectively. July 5th, we have Sea of Solitude for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Attack on Titan 2. Final Battle for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. You would like it. It's similar to Dynasty Warriors. I actually didn't like it.
When I saw, no, because my offspring were playing it, and I was like, "What is that?" So it looks a lot. It looks like a lot of fun.
The game's too easy. Like it doesn't make you feel like you're in the show. Like
all Dynasty Warrior type games are easy.
No. But in Attack on Titan, like everybody's dying.
Jotaro, nobody asked you, Jotaro. I don't even know why.
All right. Well, that's it for video games out this week.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Flex. Your enthusiasm is palpable. I just can't. I can't with you. We're gonna move on to the battle for Azeroth continues, presented to you by Darflex. Darflex, and there's also a Kotaku article there that I threw in there for you.
Yep, I have it up right now. Actually, I read it. It sucked. So this comes from Kotaku. This is actually an opinion article, which normally I don't give a shit about those, but I will point out a couple of key things that are not opinions but facts on this article. Now, a while back when I announced the Rise of Ashara patch for the new expansion, I talked about these like cybernetic gnomes, like these kind of half machine, half gnomes.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they're like a new race later on. But the article is titled "World of Warcraft's New Cyber Gnome Wonderland is the best place on Azeroth," and pretty much what you're looking at is a bunch of RoboCop-esque gnomes. Somebody should sue. Let me skip this guy's opinions because he looks like a cuckold. What's your name?
Allegedly.
Mike Fahey.
This is why we can't have nice things.
If that's even your real name. All right. Actually, he was nice enough to put a bunch of screenshots of it, which is quite nice about him. But so the adventure begins with one final trip to the abandoned junk heap. The giant rusted gear door in the back of the area opens, revealing a hidden lab. Inside, players discover the coordinates of Mechagon. Very original. The fabled realm of Gnome King Mechagon. Oh. You should always be aware when somebody names the place to live after themselves. They're completely psychos. On the Alliance side, as I could possibly play through this content and anything but a gnome, I assembled a team of explorers and set off a fleet of small airships in search of the legendary land. The mysterious hidden content of Mechagon Island is right where the in-game map says it is, off the northwest coast of Kultiras. Instead of being greeted by King Mechagon, however, they are met by his son, Prince Erazim. The king has taken his love for technology too far and plans to transform all living beings into Azeroth, into mechanical creatures. As the leader of the robust Rustbolt resistance, Prince Ezarim recruits players to fight against his father and preserve at least a little bit of living tissue, maybe torso and some hair. Oh, yeah, the brain. But so basically what this article covers, I'm not going to go into it, is just how nice this new area of Azeroth looks like. And I'm looking at the screenshots. I don't know if you guys read the article or not, but there's this one screenshot that has kind of this The Force Awakens vibe to it, where you see a bunch of like when the X-Wings come in into the lake. So it's just, something similar to that. They're flying over Mechagon, and it's a bunch of the airships piloted by gnomes, which looks pretty nice, actually. Man, Warcraft is really stepping it up with their environment. But it looks good. It's cute. I mean, you have these little gnomes that are pretty much made from scrap. Like their shoes are cogs. Some of them have chicken bodies. It's actually pretty cool. But it's just, which is crazy that it kind of flabbergasts me. And like, I don't fault Warcraft for this. This is what makes it great. But they have such advanced technology, and yet they rely on such primitive ways to fight wars. But whatever. I guess that's what makes the World of Warcraft the World of Warcraft.
That is true.
But this is one of the many things available now in the Rise of Ashara patch, which I'm sure many of you will love. It looks great, man. It has this tropical feel to it.
What's happening? Oh my god! Oh, invasion! You get swatted?
I think he didn't like that whole World of Warcraft update that you just.
I don't think
It's
so
funny because the dogs weren't making any noise until Jotaro arrived. Just want to make it very clear.
Oh, okay.
True.
Because you look like a goddamn dog.
Huh? No, you look like Whitey, but that's why.
Dad, he smells like bacon.
So, like I was saying,
Exactly.
Pretty good. It has also kind of
Delicious.
Mad Max kind of vibe, depending on what part of the map you go to. But
Yeah.
that is pretty much what's new with on Azeroth. I still can't kill these little pussies who decide to stay non-PvP on PvP server. It's like signing up for the military and picking a desk job. Pussies.
Well, listen, I was going to sign up for the military and just do PR and digital media. It would have been great.
Well, that's like 90% of like the black population in the military.
It's what?
Non-combat roles.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause you guys can't swim.
Allegedly, and there's no water in the desert, so it's okay. So,
only fight wars in the desert, right?
Huh? That's all we fight wars in is the desert.
There's Colombia. There's Mexico.
There's no wars in Colombia. There's no wars in Mexico. There's only wars in the desert.
Allegedly.
You ever heard of Desert Storm and Desert Strike and
Yeah, the game was pretty good.
Desert
Eagle?
Desert. I mean, it's all they're called. All the cars, Desert something.
There's a lot of rivers in Afghanistan. It's actually very green. It's not a desert at all.
Well, I'm just saying, there's just a lot of dust, and I mean, weren't you in Desert Cook? You were in that, right?
Oh, are you talking about President Obama? Yes.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things, exactly. All right, we're gonna move on to our first article. Pokemon Masters bring real-time team battles to mobile this summer. This article comes from Kotaku, my only source for video game news, and I love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Kotaku?
Kotaku is a lot of video game news. That's where I'm getting it from.
Yeah,
Because remember, at
Kotaku has
first
a
we
lot
had
of great stuff,
game
man.
news. But Kotaku
I don't know about that.
Well, if you have a better site, then by all means, let me know.
I'm saying because a couple years ago they've been known to give out like false news. So I don't know.
I mean, for all you know, we give out false news. Remember, we were told that we give out false news as well. So
I mean, once, big whoop. They're like hundreds of times.
Fantastic! Announced last month, due out in iOS and Android this summer. DNA's Pokemon Masters has players forming teams of famous Pokemon trainers and their partners for 3-on-3 battles in an artificial island called Pasio. I don't know. The first details from the game highlights there's going to be trainers, and they're going to be behind Pokemon. Pokemon Masters is not about catching Pokemon. It's about catching famous Pokemon trainers for the long-running game series. Rather than forming a team of adorable monsters, each trainer in the game will be a single Pokemon in the battle. So basically, you are gaining Pokemon trainers. They'll have their own Pokemon, and then you're battling them. It sounds interesting. I'll play this instead of Pokemon Go. Guys, you interested?
I'll download it.
It's like it's what game where you recruit people? What game was that called? We had just covered it on E3.
It's fucking Watch Dogs Legion.
Watch Dogs, right? So it's kind of the same. It's like you're recruiting Pokemon trainers who have their own one Pokemon, and then these trainers will be your team, and then you'll be battling 3-on-3 with them. I like the idea. I don't know.
1v1 me, bro. 1v1.
No, I'm not gonna put my PB on.
Your PP and what?
Yeah, I got a PP on me.
Yeah, he's yeah.
Well, Jotaro, you don't seem thrilled at all. You like what's up?
I think he's Pokemon'd out.
I honestly I am.
Hold the fuck on. You're dressed like fucking Ace Ventura, bro. What the fuck? I just noticed that, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, and by the way, he's wearing short sleeves. It's not full sleeves. Those are just his tattoos.
Yeah,
in New York, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. No, I'm not excited for that at all.
And he wonders why nobody takes it seriously.
Wearing a white tank top underneath too, like the fucking greaseball you are, dude. Are you by any chance Italian or anything?
Yeah.
I'm half.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay,
he's half Italian, half bitch, so it works.
I'm actually a lot. No, my nephew's here. My 2-year-old nephew.
Is that a fact?
You were just asking me what I was doing, and I didn't want to respond and say I was with this chump named Vibe, so I had to not say anything. So.
Yeah, I'm making it very clear. This is why nobody takes you seriously at all. The way you dress, your sleeves.
I missed Joe, man. I did actually.
Yeah.
Well, at least someone did.
Well, I mean, exactly. I'm glad someone did.
How many times he worn that Star Wars hat?
Listen, I got this from J.J. Abrams himself. Okay, he gave it to me. Okay.
Actually, yeah, we did.
Do you want me to sell for you?
Wait, hold on.
Actually,
let me take a picture.
How
of
do I sell these pins?
Then I'll give it. So, J.J. Abrams gave me this hat, and I'm happy. So no, I will not be selling this.
I just sold a nice microwave for $95 the other day. Let me know.
The one you found on the side of the road, right?
Wait.
Did you guys know that Joe Taro goes dumpster diving now for electronics? He does.
Time is money, fellas. Time is money.
He wipes it down with a Clorox wipe. Okay, and he takes a picture, puts that bad boy on eBay, and you know what he puts? If you look close,
sell it, dirty. I'm not gonna give it to him like
right.
The best thing to do is actually go into poor neighborhoods and just wait till the end of the month and just kind of hang out in the parking lot. Wait for the evictions.
No, Joe Tar doesn't need to go to poor neighborhoods. He lives in one.
So me and the sanitation department.
Okay, I am so kidding about that. People, please don't do that.
So I'm
I
just saying.
just sold a nice microwave.
Yeah.
Slightly used with
No.
that rat tail hanging out.
When Joe Taro puts stuff on eBay, okay, he puts as is, okay. So you can't give it back to him. It's look okay, whether it works or not.
As is, all sales final.
All sales final. So he puts. Don't come at me, bro. That's what he puts. Bro. All right, we gotta move on. Nonsense. It's already freaking almost 10 o'clock at night. I hate you guys. Okay, Smash Brothers Ultimate Mod Project aims to make gameplay even faster. This article comes from Kotaku.
Like
Not
it's
gonna
not
read,
fast enough. Okay.
but basically, the Ultimate Edition, they're trying to speed it up. And they're trying to put some things from all the different versions of Smash Brothers. So speed it up and give all the best versions. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's from Ultimate on his Twitch channel. Already months into it, and his goal is to make the Ultimate version, which incorporates his favorite techniques and moves from all the rest of the series. I actually still have yet to play, and I own it, the Smash Brothers for the Switch. So
what are you waiting for? Play with man. It's fun.
I know. I don't know why. I just I got burnt out from Hyrule Warriors, and I got burnt out from Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.
How about you put Hyrule Warriors down? Okay, you Dynasty Warriors fanatic.
I haven't played in a while. I want Fire Emblem Warriors. I'm trying to avoid buying that, but I'm gonna check it out.
Did you guys read the article and watch the videos on this article?
No,
bro, you have got to see this kid. I forgot his name, but so he's playing. Or here's like a ton of little clicks, just like remotes moving, right? And then this guy's face is amazing. Like, as only I can describe it is he is literally a potato on shoulders. This guy is fucking funny. Like, I don't want to make fun of him, but like that's what caught me the most. Like, wow, the fuck. Like, it's like you took like the Pokemon Ditto and just put it on like a set of shoulders. And the guy's like,
hey, but you know what? Hey, but he's a Hufflepuff, so you know what? He's got.
Listen,
I'm giving him a +1 in my book.
His name is NX the Shield.
Yeah, there we go.
So I actually just played one of his videos where he's using what is that, Fox, and he's like jacking it up right there.
Oh yeah, the most
where he's moonwalking. He's moonwalking in one of them, and that's one that caught me.
It's really cool. So yeah, you can look him up. That's NYX the Shield, all one word. That's his Twitter. His Twitch is NYX the Shield _official, and his Facebook is at NYX the Shield. So check it out. He's got stuff going on, and that'll be interesting. So we're gonna move on to a video game that lets you play as Jesus, Trump, or Hitler, and win by shooting LGBTQ people.
God, what the fuck are we covering?
Okay,
My goodness.
listen. This is the same podcast that covered a game where you can rape. This is the same podcast that covered a bullying game. We are not judging. We're gonna report on it, but we aren't condoning. Actually,
absolutely.
This is
it's actually on LGBTQ Nation website.
Super interesting game.
Yeah. The article comes from LGBTQNation.com. So according to the developers, the soon-to-be-released video game will allow you to play as Jesus, Christ, Donald Trump, or Adolf Hitler in a battle against LGBTQ people, feminists, and social justice warriors. Other playable characters include Vladimir Putin, Benito Mussolini. The characters' names are tweaked to resemble their actual names, like Dolph or Trump or Putin. So basically, it's them, but they're just writing.
Oh, so you know what it is similar? You know what it sounds like to me? Remember that game Broforce?
No.
You guys never heard of Broforce?
No, I'm not about that.
No, I'm serious. Look up that game. It's like a sprite game. Kind of reminds me of Contra.
Okay.
And they basically put the names of every action. It has to be an action movie star, and they put their name with the word bro in front of it, but they hyphen it. So, for example, like Mel Gibson, they'll put Bro Gibson or something like that, or Bro some crap like that.
Oh,
but
it sounds like
every action
Rage.
star. Yeah, it's actually pretty funny.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, I mean, Vibe. Just put a fucking.
Okay, but the one thing from this article, the one quote that kind of I had to chuckle when I heard it, was the a radical non-binary gender fluid pansexual humanoid berserker is the most powerful adversary.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like,
Yeah,
I do not. No. Like, for me to say I do not condone this is saying a lot, because this is the kind of shit I joke like in the military. But I think it's a little bit too much, because like it's obvious what the message is. But just for the social justice warrior stuff, I would love to play as like Daddy T and just go out there and fucking curb stomp some what is it? SJWs.
Attack helicopters.
Like, what I want to do is
SJ.
I want to find an SJW wearing like an episode 9 beanie, and he's kind of like light skinned black and just curb stomp. About the Last Jedi.
That is garbage.
As long as he's not wearing as long as he's not wearing a Che Guevara shirt, I think
That's right.
That would be too much.
Audience question. So this game is gonna be out. Just be honest. Who's curious about this? So that's the audience question. If you're curious, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what you're curious about. Who would you play? And but basically, these graphics are gonna resemble what is it called? Grand Theft Auto. So will I be checking it out if I remember? Yeah, I'm curious.
I do have a question for all of you guys, and as well as the audience. All right, now, we can all agree killing people is bad, right?
Yes.
But you guys enjoy games like Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, Fallout, Hyrule Warriors, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but you would never do that in real life. But you do enjoy it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm gonna just, it's safe to assume to say that none of us would go out and hunt a militia made up of LGBTQ and social justice warriors, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
So is it wrong for someone to get this game and actually enjoy it?
I don't think so.
No.
It's
Right?
It's fun. It's escapist fun.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody
I don't
nowadays. No, everybody nowadays has their own personal opinion, and they're probably going to be like, "Look, if I want to play it, I'll play it." You're not going to stop them.
exactly. I mean, what's the difference between writing a novel similar to The Secret, where a young boy tortures and kills animals and rapes other little boys, right? That was actually part of my curriculum for my science fiction literature course. It's crazy, but it was a good book. I mean, I don't enjoy the actual actions, but I mean, it's well written. Like, so I guess it comes to art, right? This is a form of art. Is it wrong to enjoy something like this? It's obviously not something that's going to affect your real life unless you're that weak that mere words and images hurt you like that. But
Oh yeah, I don't think.
Now, question. Now, do you think that maybe, to look at it a different way, that this could be almost like a form of stress relief in reference to those individuals?
Exactly. I was going to say catharsis. Yes. It could be catharsis.
Someone who may be actually, and I'll say this because there are, and I'll say it honestly and bluntly, there are weak individuals out there who are incapable of letting other people be, and think that their way is better than others, and
vegans.
And they try to force their views on, people like, Herbalife, try to force their way on into other people. So my whole thing is this may be a form of therapy for them, a way of releasing their, inner demons. Now, why not turn around and flip it now? Because now someone, so they turn around and had a bunch of, where I could be and honestly, I play the game instantly, a radical non-binary gender fluid pansexual human berserker that that rages and goes after skinheads, or even people like Putin and Dolph. Okay, so I mean, flip it around. Maybe if somebody else, if you don't like the way this game is, go out there, put something together, flip around, try do the exact opposite. Have fun with it, man. It's just like, it's just a way of expressing.
I agree. So we should all throw shade at each other and make video games about each other. I'm all about it.
God damn it! My fucking Google, my Chrome crashed, so I can't pull up the outline. Whatever.
Why is it on your Chrome? You don't download the outline and bring it up?
No, my computer's full right now, man.
Too full for a text document?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of porn.
Understandable. We're gonna move on to.
And he doesn't get the 4K stuff.
This article comes from YouTube.com/lifestyle. Nintendo could be debuting a new Switch Mini this year.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Wall Street Journal reports that Nintendo may be unveiling 2 new consoles this year. Many anticipate a mini version of the Switch, and one would be, of course, smaller and whatever, because they have discontinued for the most part their handheld device. I think the concept is that they're going to use the one console for both the handheld and console wise. So you can get the mini version. Yeah, which is cool.
That's a pretty good idea.
And of course,
it's a smart.
And
they're continuing games for both.
Mm-hmm.
Without the only thing is for those who actually still use like the 3D part of the 3DS, which personally I have a 3DS and I always have the 3D off because it just makes me dizzy.
Me too.
True.
Yeah, it does. True. It does make me dizzy.
So, who's interested in the potential mini Switch?
Not I. Do you see these fucking hands?
Okay.
You think I'm gonna? I could barely hold the regular Switch. Actually, I only exclusively play it on the TV because I can't do the whole.
I love it. I love it. It's all I played is like this. I've never played on TV.
You got like Trump hands, bro.
What hands?
Yeah, baby hands.
Trump hands. Jotaro, you know what I told you that you need to be in these podcasts. That every time you actually are in the podcast, I regret saying that to you. So, I do. I literally regret that. I'm just like,
all right, baby hands.
So, I can't wait.
All right, baby hands.
All right, so we'll move on to Inebriated Fitness. Darflex is an exercise physiologist with a BS in exercise and sports science. He's a certified CSCS strength and conditioning coach and a CISSN sports nutritionist, sports injury specialist, and currently an MMA weight cut specialist and nutritionist. Stomach cutting, the gastric bypass way. Gastric bypass surgery refers to the surgical procedure in which the stomach is divided into a small upper pouch and a much larger lower remnant pouch, and then the small intestine is rearranged to connect both. It helps you lose weight by changing how your stomach and small intestine handle food that you eat. After the surgery, your stomach will be smaller. The food you eat will no longer go into some parts of your stomach, and the small intestine will absorb the food. Darflex, sock it to me.
Before I continue with this, I want to say that this is excluding the procedure if you need it for health reasons. By that I mean is that if you do not get it, your quality of life will be worse than it currently is. So this does not apply to any of that. Okay. Now, on to the subject. I'm going to throw very minimal actual scientific back into this because I think just common sense alone should tell you don't fucking do this. But so what? An average stomach is about this big, like the size of my fist, right? Of course, it does expand because of the rugae inside of it. So, do you guys believe in intelligent design, like religion aside or whatever?
Nope.
Not at all. No.
Okay. Do you at least believe
I will
that?
say yes, just to be different.
Okay. Do you at least believe that everything in our body has a specific function?
Yes.
Whether it's intelligent design or divine intervention.
Or evolution, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm more of a science fanatic, so yeah.
Like for example, Vibe. Let's take your camera for instance. If I try to shove a VHS in there to record, is it gonna work?
No.
But like, what if I start jamming it in there, try to make it work? What are you gonna tell me? You gonna tell me to stop?
You're gonna break the shit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, cutting the stomach does have its negative side effects. Obviously, the most sought after effect is that you're gonna drop weight. Lose weight, and it's not because. Yep. But it has its own demons, man. It could. I mean, it's very rare, but it could result in death. Okay. Also, there's a chance for you to develop leaky gut syndrome, which is a huge problem in America.
That just sounds fun.
Yeah, take probiotics; it'll help you. But no, seriously. But leaky gut syndrome is pretty much when your body doesn't properly absorb all the nutrients, and also because it's leaking, so it's kind of leaking out all those toxins that it should be removed from food that you digest, right? Because we don't take 100% of what we eat and put it into energy or whatever other cellular regeneration we need for the body, correct? So, all right, that aside, leaky gut syndrome, it could result in some kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like gastrointestinal disorders, irritable bowel syndromes, diarrhea, nausea, shit like that. Okay. Now,
So gross.
so if your body was made that way, why would you change it? So people do it to lose weight, right? Here's a very hard pill to swallow: is the people that normally opt for getting gastric bypass to lose weight will lose the weight and gain it right back again, because for the most part, if they're doing that before exercise, they're probably a lazy piece of shit who's just going to keep that lifestyle, and it's just going to come back to you. First of all, you spent a bunch of money, put yourself in a huge risk, and give yourself possible future health issues to be skinny for like less than a year, right?
Pretty much.
You have to. People who get this kind of stuff are more than likely not disciplined at all in life. They're I don't want to say, I guess fail is a stronger word. They just have no self-discipline. Okay, what do you think is going to happen after you get it and you stay the same? You don't have the discipline to make yourself better. You lose.
You
But
lose.
But I don't understand
motivation.
that. But I don't understand that. If this is not a permanent procedure. If they're cutting your stomach,
Yep.
and your food is being digested differently, wouldn't you lose the weight and then keep the weight off? Why would
Absolutely
you lose the weight
not.
off?
Well, okay. Now, here's the whole thing is this, and I'm not. I don't mean to cut you off, but as we discussed last week, I actually recently went to go see a surgeon about this, out of curiosity, just kind of get my information. I left the office knowing for a fact that I was not going to do it. And here's the reason thing. So the reason there's two different types of there's the gastric bypass, where they actually leave the old stomach, they leave the stomach in there. But what I was looking into was actually called a vertical sleeve gastrotomy,
I heard
where
about
they
that.
actually physically remove 90% of the stomach itself. This is not a bypass. There's not, the old stomach is still there.
How
They
safe is that?
actually physically remove 90% of your stomach, and you basically are left with something that holds about, I would say, maybe not even a quarter cup of total substance. So one of the byproducts of this situation that was explained to me by the doctor and the nutritionist that was sitting there, because at first they have the doctor come in, tell you about the procedure, then they have a nutritionist come in and say, well, you have to prove that you can lose the weight. So you have a weight loss regimen, and also within a certain amount of time to prove that you can lose the weight on your own. My question, it's that's basically like saying, like, I'm gonna buy a car, and then they say, oh, because instead of saving, and someone's gonna go ahead and sell you a car, but you got to prove you can drive. I get it. That's fine. Here's the issue. The stomach does not stretch as people think. It will not go back to its original size. People do end up having issues with nutrition because your stomach is so small. You don't ever have actual enough intake of just regular substance or food,
Malnourished.
whether it's good or bad, to actually give you the right nutrients that your body needs to function
Absolutely.
properly. So for the rest of your life, you have to take supplements.
The fuck is that?
Okay.
All right, that hurt.
So for the rest of your life, you basically have to take supplements. You can no longer. I mean, yeah, you can, and the whole thing is, what ends up happening is you have to, and one of the parts that they cut out of your stomach is the part that reminds your body that you're hungry.
Yes, that's the ghrelin hormone, which is produced by the stomach walls. Now, and that's what Garbanzo says is a great point, because let's say you get it to lose weight, you're gonna look malnourished. If you think you're gonna get a gastric sleeve, right, and that you're gonna get massive, you're not, because you can't put the amount of macronutrients and calories in your body to actually build a strong, solid body. And all of us here, I can tell you, whether we're muscular or not, just because we're older and large men, our basal metabolic rate is way above the 2000s. You know how hard it's going to be to keep that in with a stomach this big. Also,
I mean, they literally told me it would take me over 2 months before I could actually have a cup of food every time I ate, and I would have to eat 5 or 6 times a day, small portions, healthy portions. And like a perfect example, I'd have to get up in the morning and basically protein shakes. It was like told me protein shakes are gonna be your best friend. Protein shakes is what you're gonna live on, basically. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, yeah, protein shakes have a lot of nutrients and so on and so forth, but it's not enough to sustain life in the long run. So I mean, I don't know. Personally speaking, I'm not a after I was interested in doing it. I will be honest because I'm technically more obese and according to that little thing whatever for my height. But I'd rather lose it the old-fashioned way, which I've already lost 15 pounds since I went to that meeting.
There you go. Congratulations. Flex.
Here's one thing to piggy off of what you said, Vibe, before everyone started talking. The gastric sleeve is gonna make you take in less calories, but here's my question to you, because is getting that procedure gonna make you make good choices?
No, of course not.
Absolutely not, and that's the problem.
Well, the idea is that even though you make bad choices, it reduces the amount of bad choices, basically. Does it not?
No.
So if you're used to having 4 cheeseburgers, you're gonna a gastric sleeve, you're gonna have 2 cheeseburgers, and so at least
you'll have 3 bites.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you'll still make bad choices, but in much smaller portions.
It's like having a helmet in football or wearing headgear in boxing. Okay, because you have it on, you're gonna make a worse choice and get hit harder, or hit somebody harder, or hit another person head on harder. It's just a crutch for your own like fucking shortcomings. It doesn't matter.
I totally agree.
So yes, you're gonna lose weight, but for all the wrong reasons, and you're gonna pretty much you're gonna be a shitty person, like as like like as a biological being, you're just gonna be like an inferior person, man. Like your body's just not gonna have what it needs. You're probably gonna have a very low bone mineral density, end up getting osteoporosis, breaking your bones,
and hurting yourself.
Literally being like a walking sack of like flesh.
Okay, now question for you. Now, what about there's other procedures like the lap band, which there has no actual surgery. They don't actually cut the stomach lining, but they put basically like a restrictor for it that it can be removed, or even like one of those balloons that fills up the majority of your stomach.
Okay, here's I think the message everybody should take is stop looking for shortcuts. Because if you look for shortcuts, eventually you're gonna have to get back on the same road.
Yeah.
And shortcut's not gonna always be there.
Absolutely.
Unless you make a change in yourself, make a change to better yourself, make a change in your life to actually make better choices, you're always gonna be on the same road, whether it's a thinner road down to Mordor or a large road down to Mordor. It's Mount Doom at the end of the day, bro.
Yeah.
You need to actually make the good choices, right choices. Go to Rivendell, you know? There's finance alpha chicks, you know. Just make good choices. These shortcuts are not a substitution for being a strong-willed person.
It's like, don't be a wraith.
Yeah,
be an elf.
Yeah, be an elf.
All right. Well, final thoughts, Mr. Flex. Before we move on.
Don't fucking do it. Just fucking text me. I'll give you a discount and I'll train you.
There you go. There you go. Thank you, sir. If you want more fitness and nutrition tips, or you'd like to see some of that sweet UFC posts, then follow the man here, Darflex. That's DARTH_FLEXX. We're going to move on to Garbanzo's Corner. Is there a feminist agenda being pushed on strong narrative storytelling? Garbanzo.
You know what? If you would have asked me this about 5 years ago, I would have laughed and said no. But more and more, I'm seeing this unneeded. I mean, I get what they're trying to do, but it's coming off hyper aggressive. A couple different things, and I'm gonna go into this. Captain Marvel. Overall, I actually enjoyed the movie.
What?
As a movie, not hear me out. As a movie, I expected a stronger feminist push, but honestly, the way they did it was actually, it wasn't bad. Now, I'll give you a perfect example. One of the great strong female characters in the MCU right now, Shuri from Black Panther.
Agreed.
Okay, now they didn't have to push that like, oh, I am woman, hear me roar. It was just she is who she is, and she's she's able to stand on her own 2 feet. Now, another example of going a little overboard was there was a good 15-second in Endgame where all of a sudden all the female characters kind of came out, but it was kind of like
that was cringeworthy.
That was done purposely. That was done purposely.
Cringeworthy.
Oh no, of course.
And it was pandering. That's all that was.
And that's my whole thing. It's like, look, they have, like, I would have preferred to watch a Shuri fighting next to, Gamora, and then lean over to watch Captain Marvel grab Spider-Man and help toss him across, and showing them working as a unit, not showing segregation. At this point in time, by doing so, you're separating the male and female roles. And there's no need for that.
What you're saying is you didn't want it to be so obvious. That's what you're saying.
No, it's my you know what? I could even go into the dessert.
I think we can never do a podcast without something or some distraction. Am I the only one that is on my A game when we're doing these podcasts?
Yeah, because he has a life.
This is amazing. Homemade icing. I can't say no to this.
I cannot wait till your 3G times out, Jotaro. I can't wait, because Jotaro doesn't have 4G. Okay, his broadcast can't afford that.
All right. So back to what I'm gonna use that icing later. Anyways, back to what I was mentioning. Now I'll give you one a little more recent, and actually, Vibe, maybe you can give me your 2 cents on this one. In Aladdin.
Oh, God.
So here's the thing. I actually liked Aladdin. I thought it was
you.
Hold on.
No, fuck you.
No,
stop really, fuck you.
I know how you feel, but hold on. I liked Aladdin. My favorite part of Aladdin. Okay, by it's still like a 6 on a scale of 10.
I'm not getting into that right now. My rant's coming up. I don't know.
I know. Don't worry, that's fine.
But you have some nerve to rate it a 6. But carry on.
Okay, I actually
wait. What's your rating, Vibe?
My rating?
Yeah,
-2.
Wow. Okay.
So my whole thing is
that's crazy.
So the way I see it is basically I actually enjoyed Will Smith's take on Genie.
Lex, how do you disconnect somebody from the Skype thing again?
Oh, stop! Come on. He gave Robin Williams his homage while still making it his own.
The Genie was effeminate. Super effeminate. What are you talking about? Robin Williams didn't play him as a metrosexual.
Is it?
No, he did not.
No. And I'm not. No. But the whole thing is okay. First and foremost,
he might as well said, "I'm gonna make you a prince." That's how bad it was.
Okay, well, listen. Here's okay. Anyways, we'll get to your rant in a second about it.
Oh my God.
But the whole thing is that they pushed this whole female sultan or sultana on the movie, which was never part of the original.
Right.
And the whole thing was that, and Jasmine was never a weak in any way, in a shape or form, in my eyes, in the original movie.
Of course, she was a strong female.
She was a strong female character that stood for herself and stood for her family and stood for her people. Right. And in fact, the whole thing is this time around, it was like I can do, it's that song that I can do anything you can do. And I can do better than you, whatever. I was like, it was kind of rough to watch that. I was like, why push? Like, we are very well aware that women can that there are women out there that are strong enough to go into to battle. They can be a president if they can get elected, and not steal. Sorry, I have a thing for this. Anyway,
Family podcast.
you know, my whole thing is that it's out there. Women can do anything that that they put their mind to it. I tell my sister that, and I'm gonna tell my daughter that as she grows up. When I have my daughter, hopefully, because I really want to have her.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, but I just think that they're doing, in the long run, they're demasculating individuals to the point where masculinity itself, as it is in general, is now seen as a negative. Where masculinity and femininity,
We're already there, though. Toxic masculinity. We're already there.
Yeah, we've been there for a while.
But the whole thing is, it's digressing and getting worse. I'm hoping that in the near future, people can actually just have a disagreement. I don't need you to agree with the way I see things. I don't have to agree with the way you see things, but it doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make you a horrible individual. I don't need you here sitting and screaming in my face saying that I'm a fascist or a Nazi because I don't believe the same things that you do, and then or call me a social justice warrior, or because I don't believe in the way you see things either. It's just the way it's going to be. But this whole I think it's just it's unbalancing the way things are.
The Force? Oh, okay.
There is no balance to the Force right now. It went from one side to the other. There has to be.
Well, that's because Luke Skywalker died like a little bitch. That's the reason why there's no balance.
You know what's crazy?
Oh my God!
When I was in Kuwait, I actually did a short tour in Agrabah, and they still stone women there. That's crazy. It's 2018, man. 2019. They still stone women and cut their hands for stealing apples. It's fucking.
That's the thing, and that's just
And also, I just want you to know that unfortunately, Agrabah is a failed state, and it is one of the largest staging grounds for ISIS in the modern day.
Allegedly, ISIS was created by CIA.
Fun facts.
I love that.
I think that's enough of my rant today for this one.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Garbanzo's Corner. Garbanzo, thank you so much. Audience question: do you think there's a female-led agenda to push feminist ideals through entertainment? Email us. Please put in the subject Garbanzo's Corner, and he will get back to you next week. Thank you guys so much. We're going to move on to anime/animation invasion, Love, Death, Robots, Part 11, as the countdown to the end begins. The Helping Hand. Stranded in orbit, an astronaut must choose life and limb before her oxygen runs out. All right, guys, let's talk about this Helping Hand. The good, the bad, the ugly. The good. Arflex.
The good is I really liked not the story, but just the way this presented. While watching this short clip, I actually felt helpless myself. Like just watching it, I was getting a little anxious, and I was like, "Oh!" Like I just felt helpless. And they did a very good job at kind of putting you in that character's shoes. So I really enjoyed how it was delivered because I actually felt like, God damn it, I was my hand.
Totally agree. Garbanzo, the good.
I got to piggyback on that one. That was it's just the way that they made you feel. The storytelling, the visuals, was it really was able to bring you in and kind of very immerse you into the whole story.
Jotaro the Stallion, the mobile stallion.
Uber Stallion.
Jotaro? We can't hear you, Jotaro. This is why our audience complains about our audio.
That's because he's talking into a potato.
I mean, the animation. I said,
okay, Jotaro, start over again. We heard none of that. All we heard is I.
3G.
You gotta upgrade your phone, bro.
Can you hear us? Oh God. Jotaro, do me a favor. Click off and then dial back in again. See if that works. Thank God. Oh wait, somebody kicked him out, or he left?
Oh, you left.
Jesus. All right. So the good. I think this is a better version of Gravity. That's for sure. It was a much better version of Gravity. It was very personal. It was a personal story.
That is actually really cool.
It was much better version of Gravity. It was a personal story. There was stakes involved. There was sacrifice. You know, you can't get any better than that. Basically, it screams, what would you do to survive? You know, and would you give up, or how far would you go? How, you know, and that's I appreciated that.
All right,
The bad. Okay, good.
Before we go to the bad, so to answer that question, what if that was your dick?
Either losing your dick or surviving. I'd probably lose a dick.
Okay.
To live, you know, to live. I mean, but then again, remember, I have offspring, so I would have to live for them. So the better question is to ask you. Is to ask maybe. No, we need somebody like maybe you, Flex. I mean, you do have a significant other, but like that'd be more of a question for you.
I have my dogs. I would have to live for them too, man.
You understand? Yeah, and Garbanzo, right. We know Garbanzo
and
has
Star
his pops, so that's why.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Beautiful.
Thank you. The bad, gentlemen. The bad.
No bad for me.
Garbanzo.
I don't really recall anything really bad for this one.
Wait.
The whole thing kind of really it was a
He's back.
for me it was just overall I don't remember a bad. I can't recall a bad.
Yeah, me either. I don't have any bad. Ugly gentleman, the ugly.
I don't have an ugly, but I do have a question. Maybe I missed it. So in the episode, her hand froze, right?
Yes.
Now, this is something that we can reproduce in Earth's atmosphere if we get high enough, but doesn't blood boil in space?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because now this isn't bro science. If you go like when we do halo drops in the military, if you go high enough in the atmospheres, your blood will boil at that temperature.
Interesting.
So I mean, again, it's sci-fi, so it doesn't really matter. But I was just wondering, what the fuck? Oh my god, he just got smurfed on. All right, so
where's the decorum? Where's the professionalism? I hate you guys. Let's focus. God damn it! Awesome.
All right, so
wait. Can I add my 2 cents if you guys can hear me well?
We can hear you well.
We can hear you. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Yes, it's fine, but you can hear me. So the thing is that I liked this episode a lot. And it gave me a lot of anxiety.
Because you've been in that position before?
Of course.
Where are you putting this? You put this in the good, the bad, or the ugly? What part of this are you talking about?
No, that was the good. I don't have a bed, and I don't have an ugly.
Neither do I.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
It was pretty good.
It was a pretty good episode, but I really was nervous about it. I was nervous.
But I think the best one vibe. I have to say that your comment was actually right on the money. A much better version of Gravity.
Yeah, much better. Shorter, sweeter, much better. All right, well, that's.
Just one quick question.
Don't ask my question, please.
No, so far, out of every episode you watched thus far, which one is your favorite?
Can we answer this question after we get through all 13 episodes?
No, bitch. I want to answer it now.
Where's the disconnect function on this thing?
I'm just kidding. No, we'll save that for later. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, there it is. Remove from call. Look, I just found it. Fantastic. I just gotta go into you guys' names. That's it. So the next time I hear I like Genie, there goes Garbanzo. Next time Jotaro speaks, that's it. So all right. So we're gonna move on to a brand new segment, because this gentleman keeps sending me articles and I'm just like, why don't you read it yourself? But he doesn't do it. So we're gonna discuss the very first Squeezy Bits picks. Squeezy Bits sent me an article called My Friend Pedro, and it sells 250,000 in its first week. And this is a game. So this article comes from VentureBeat.com. Again, My Friend Pedro sells 250,000 in its first week. It's a side-scrolling shooter game that came out June 20th for Nintendo Switch and PC. It's celebrated. It had a milestone. Let me see what else does it say here. My Friend Pedro is also on sale on Steam for 50% off, so $17 instead of $20. The title started as an Adobe Flash game in 2014 and focused on acrobatic jump fighting, including abilities like wall climbing and cartwheels. Players also can slow down time for like bullet time. So it seems interesting. Very, very interesting, actually. So I don't know why he asked me to cover this, but let me play a little bit of this.
It's a cool game.
I'm actually watching the trailer for it right now, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's shooting. It's got a little Matrix feel to it. He does parkour. Oh, there's blood.
And there's explosions.
So it's funny because on the Switch, I might check this out, but this is hot right now. So Squeezy Bits, I have no idea exactly what you want me to talk about, but there you go. I reported on it. So that, gentlemen, is Squeezy Bits picks. Squeezy Bits. Moving on, because we're going to break the speed because I'm exhausted. Reading is fundamental. Another new segment. We're going to be discussing the Invasion from Planet Wrestletopia, issue 3, 2 peas in a pod. Invasion from Planet Wrestletopia. When a disgruntled pro wrestler declares himself a galactic champ of the universe, a planet of alien wrestlers view that as an act of war. The series was created and was co-created and co-written by Matt and Ed. So, gentlemen, I would hope by now, because I've delayed this for 2 podcasts, that we've all read issue 3 of Invasion from Wrestletopia.
Yes.
Okay.
I have read it, and it was awesome.
All right, let's do the good, the bad, the ugly. Darflex.
The good, once again, I'm going to go back to what you're sticking to, is they're doing a very good job of bringing me back to the 90s. Again, I wasn't a huge WrestleMania or just WWE, WWF at the time fan, but I did enjoy the culture, going to school and hearing kids talking that way. I really appreciate how their setting is, right, as far as keeping it authentic to the time, but also just the lingo. The lingo to me is fun, man. Like, it's like, yeah, like, this is like a cartoon for grown-ass men.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I enjoy it because it had this super corny shit, but it also has this like adult themes. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Garbanzo.
I'm gonna have to go with it reminds me of the Attitude Era, and I think that's what they're going for, and they do it very, very well.
Yes.
I'm waiting for, I can't wait for the next episode. I want to see what happens. You got the different factions kind of going against each other, one trying to undermine the other. You have going with the throwback call signs and just and I like how they brought in the little man. And you know what I'm saying, and those who will finally read this comic, I highly recommend. When everyone can get it, to get their hands on this, because it's just a great read. I'm a massive comic book fan. I would even go to say that I would love to see this as an animated short.
That'd be interesting.
I would love with their artwork. I like the artwork for like
the artwork's amazing.
Yeah, for like a small series. They got like what was that Lucha something? It was called. I think it was like Lucha something or other. The
Mucha
Lucha. It was fan. See, like they have that kind of feel to it, like an animated series, kind of like something similar to Mucha Lucha. I would watch the shit out of that show. Netflix, right. Pick it up. Netflix. I know you're watching.
Put that sucker on
actually,
Adult Swim.
This should be a short on Love, Death, and Robots.
That'd be interesting. That would be interesting for season 2.
Why not?
Jotaro, the good.
This is bringing me very old vibes to when I used to watch this with my brother.
Please don't evoke my name in vain.
No, not you. My actual brother.
No, you're saying vibes, not brother. I would never, ever want to be related to you.
No, I meant like the positive vibes, not like the negative.
Please, please don't evoke my name in vain. Carry on.
So anyway, this is bringing me back to when they used to have when wrestling was actually real and was I'm not real, but like when the storylines were like actually good. Today, I'm not sure what's going on because I don't care for it as much. But from what I understand, it's just complete garbage. But this comic is bringing me back like to when
To the good old days, right?
to the good old days of how it used to be. I love the storyline so far, and honestly speaking, like again, my late brother who passed about 5 years ago, he would have loved this comic to pieces because this is the type of genre that he loves, and this would have been like absolutely perfect for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, I have to agree. This issue actually was more fun for me. I mean, it was always absurdist humor, very juvenile humor, but the twist that Garban was talking about, the twist now that there's a second faction now, and they have a spoiler alert, of course, an interest in taking down Manifest Destiny. And by the way, Manifest Destiny he's so over the top, it's hilarious. Like I love it. Like he one of the scenes in the beginning of the issue, he says your earthling chairs don't mean shit, and he just smashes one. I'm like that was unnecessary, but all right, cool.
Okay,
So
I absolutely
I love it. And then what I really liked was had me laughing was for the mini wrestler when they did his backstory as a flashback. That was so anime-esque. You know how anime they'll just flash
with
back
grandma and
right in the middle of a story, they'll flash back to humanize the character. When they did that, I said this is exactly what they do in anime. Everybody be Bleach usually right in the middle of some action. Bleach will jump into the past and just tell you a whole backstory about why the person is the way they are. So it was really, really good for me. I enjoyed that. Anything bad, gentlemen?
Yes. The only bad thing for me is, as of now, no nudity.
Okay, Garbanzo.
I really cannot think of anything really bad. For me, I have nothing really bad or ugly about it. I'm actually enjoying the storyline, the artwork. Maybe I want a little bit more of the back and forth banter, a little more, maybe a little bit more slapstick occasionally.
Slapstick. You know, the second faction grabbed a handful of the guy's nuts and held him in the air. Okay, I mean, how much more slapstick you need than that?
Okay, my favorite panel in out of all of them so far still has to be the newscaster. When all of a sudden, mid-sentence, just gets a chair to the face, and Manifest Destiny comes out. He's like, "Listen, all you suckers." I'm like, yes, I'm all for this. I need to see this animated. I need to see this animated. So I need to see the guy literally sitting there with a serious face, about to give this great story about how there's aliens and shit, and then all of a sudden, just all you see is boom, and then just feet in the air. That's all you need.
That's so funny.
I told it's again. I like I said, there's nothing for me that there's nothing bad for me.
The bad Joe Taro, if you're still there.
Forgive me for the background drop noise. I'm sorry, but I have literally no bad unless they move from the nostalgic 80s type era that they have. I just hope that they stick with that. I don't want them to introduce I don't want the feeling to be like today's wrestling, because today's wrestling again is garbage. So I want them to stick with the oldies and then bring it into more of like an anime-esque type thing. That's all. That's all.
Good balance. I think it's a good balance. I'm not even gonna bother asking you gentlemen about there being any ugliness. Putting some volunteer. I've got no ugly. I mean, I'm loving it so far, and I'm telling you, my favorite part right now is that there's that twist. Now that there's another faction that wants to take over Manifest Destiny, I'm like, yes, now I want to see where this is going even more. So I look forward to issue 4. Thank you guys so much for sending us this to review, and we look forward to more. But audience question before we move on: what comics would you like us to review? As we now have the Reading is Fundamental segments that we love to put some comic books in there. We'll do the best that we can. Yes, Garbanzo?
I actually I like to nominate a comic book that I actually have read.
By all means.
It's actually called Stabbity Bunny.
Stabbity Bunny?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you have that? You
I
shared it?
actually I have the first five, and I actually have it signed by the writer. I also I hope maybe I can reach out to him. So maybe you can get some more stuff. But
Well, by all means, Garbanzo, you do that and you get us these copies because once next week I'd love to have something new for that segment. We got to move on as we're down to our final five because we are all dying here. Open mic. Nobody, nothing.
open
Open
mic.
mic.
Thank you so much.
Mike.
Sony announces live-action Final
Open mic.
Fantasy XIV TV series. This article is coming from Kotaku.com. Today, Sony Pictures Television and production company Hive Mind Entertainment, the company behind Netflix's forthcoming adaptation of The Witcher and Amazon's The Expanse, announced a partnership with Square Enix to develop a live-action Final Fantasy TV series based on the online role-playing game. The live-action television series will tell an original story set in, I don't know, what is that? Eorzea? Eorzea? You guys know? Okay, cool. The world where Final Fantasy XIV is set. What the series will focus on is still under wraps. Yes.
It's not called. It's not called.
I know. It's 14. I don't care. I want to. That's what it is. It's the XIV. I know it's Final Fantasy 14.
It's Eorzea. Eorzea, I think it's called. Eorzea.
You're a whore.
What is it? It's really?
I'm serious. That's what it's called.
What is it called?
Were you just pronouncing the world of where
No,
it takes place in?
I was trying to. Yeah, just tell me again. What is it called?
I think it's Eorzea.
So we're moving on now. The
Wait a minute. Did you kick him out?
Yes, I did. What a series of
I can't believe it. That was so good. That was so well done, sir.
Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
Five is a dickhead.
It'll be about the struggle between magic and technology and the quest to bring peace to the land. So let's drop it here. Do you guys have any interest in this series whatsoever? Do you think it's going to be good?
No. I mean, no interest. It'll probably be great. I'll probably watch it a little bit after it comes out, but I can't honestly say. Like, nothing Final Fantasy movie related has ever interested me, though when I do watch it, it is pretty damn good. But I'm never like, oh my god, I have to watch it. It's like, oh, this is out on Hulu or Netflix? All right. Boop.
I'm curious. I will watch it, but I'm gonna hold out on excitement until after.
Okay, Joe Taro, before I kick you out again.
I will definitely be watching this 110%. I'm actually
Really?
Yes,
110%.
I'm actually playing this right now. I just got back into it, so I'm playing it now, and I'm definitely going to be playing it. Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, thank you so much, Joe Taro, for your words. We're gonna move on to Twitch launches subscriber-only streaming feature. This also comes from Kotaku.com. On Twitch, fans can subscribe to their favorite streamers, typically for $5 per month. Usually, that comes with the minor perks like subscriber-only emotes or subscriber badges and access to subscriber-only chats if streamers decide to enable it. But now, streamers are getting a big addition to their arsenal: subscriber-only streams. So previously, no matter how many subscribers a streamer accrues, streams were available to everybody. Today, however, Twitch is soft launching the subscriber streams. So if a viewer subscribes to a channel at any tier, including Twitch Prime subscription, they'll have access to the creator subscriber streams. So if they are not a subscriber, they arrive on a channel that's run by subscriber stream. They will see a preview, but that's about it. So basically, it's like Twitch Premium. So if you to see the premium content, you would actually have to pay for it to see your favorite Twitch Premium.
No, thank you.
Well,
I mean,
go on.
My whole thing with this is, I can, if you have subscribers that are actually paying to subscribe to you, then why not have them be able to have a format where only they have access to. Like, let's say you want to do a subscribers only stream where you give away a special content, or
right,
do something different where you actually you stream live with them while you're playing a game with them for your subscribers and stuff like that. So there's I can see a reason behind it, and I can definitely see how that might be beneficial and stuff like that.
It's no different. It's no different than Patreon. Patreon, you can put your own content up there. You pay for it. I'm dead serious. Once Geek Bros Patreon is up and running, after episode 1, every future inebriated reviews presented by Dark Flex are gonna go up there. So only patrons who $1, $5, whatever, will have access to that. That series will be a Patreon exclusive. That's no different than if we had a Twitch premium account and all I put up there was inebriated gameplays. So it's no different. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think it's a good idea. So
yeah, we can definitely do something like that.
Jotaro?
It sounds like it's a good idea, but honestly speaking, for the people who actually have to or want to pay, I mean, is that really going to be? That's like the deciding factor when it comes to a lot of these things.
Yeah,
is that going to be a big difference?
But nobody's gonna do a premium account if they don't have some following that's gonna go there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, the whole thing is I don't think it's a premium account. It's just like anyone who streams has the ability.
Premium though.
I call it Twitch Premium because what it is that it separates your channel from the streams, and if you're not subscribed, you can't see it. You'll only see previews.
The way it's gonna work is that I'm a streamer.
Right.
I now have an option to only let my subscribers watch.
Right.
And then
what's funny about that? I just saw something where this Twitch streamer during one of the I think it was E3 or something like that, or something like that. I forgot what it was. Anyway, he blocked the users that weren't part of his premium I think it was because they didn't. I guess he didn't want them to reveal any spoilers. I don't know what the reason was, but I wasn't a premium person for his Twitch channel, and I couldn't say anything. So I know what you mean by that.
There you go.
So are you hurting because of that, or how does it make you feel?
I'm as hurt as you getting turned down by a woman. So.
Okay, so that's pretty hurt. That's pretty hurt.
Yeah.
I understand. Fuck you.
Ouch.
Ouch. So we're moving on to Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo come out against Trump's tariffs on gaming consoles. This article comes from Kotaku. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo have joined forces to tell the U.S. government that its newly proposed tariffs on goods imported from China would hurt consumers, put jobs at risk, and stifle innovation, according to the joint letter sent by the companies to the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative. As part of an ongoing trade war with China, Trump's administration has proposed $300 billion in tariffs and/or taxes on foreign goods on most consumer goods. That would include 25% tariff on video game consoles. For those purchases that do go forward despite tariffs, consumers would pay $840 million more in otherwise to have them. The console manufacturers argue, citing their report by the Trade Partnership Worldwide Group. So this is what's happening. What they're basically saying is that this will hurt the gaming community. It'll cost way too much money, and it'll ruin that industry that's going, because what they're saying though is that it's not protecting jobs per se. China actually has a good amalgamation of much of the raw materials used to create these gaming consoles. So it's not just cheap labor, which of course it is cheap labor, but if you're looking for a location that has a majority of what you need to build that is locally, that's China. So that's another reason why.
And that's another reason why it's so cheap to begin with, because they don't have to import a lot of the stuff.
Exactly. Much of it is right there. It's raw and it's refined there. So what do you guys think about this this particular tariff that's going to be that might jack up our price, or probably stifle, if not kill, the video game industry?
Is it gonna help my student loans?
No, sir. It will not.
Probably not. No.
Then
I don't think the gaming industry is going to be affected that bad.
No, I agree.
I really don't think it's going to be affected that bad, to be honest with you. I think this is just some political bullshit that they continue to enforce or try to enforce, and the gaming community is not going to want to deal with any of that. I think we are way too big and strong to be, trust me, someone will complain about that bullshit.
Okay.
Me personally, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna kill the gaming industry at all. It's not gonna even. I don't think it'll barely affect it. What will end up happening is you're gonna have a lot of angry gamers and nerds and geeks who have to pay now an additional $150 to $200 for a console.
That's what I'm saying. Is that's a lot of money. I'm sorry. I mean,
absolutely.
Are we gonna have $1,000 consoles now because of this?
Do you think it'll push us to be more successful and make more money?
Who?
Just us in general.
I mean, I would hope that maybe it would bring the jobs back to the U.S., but in reality, it's, no matter what, it would increase the payments, and I don't know. I'm just saying.
Even if I'll give you an example, even if all the parts were shipped here separately,
yes.
So technically, the cost would be cheaper. Then assembled in the United States, it's still it'll end up costing more money in the long run.
Agreed. So I'd love to hear from you guys, the audience. How do you feel about this potential tariff? And are you going to join the Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo bandwagon as they try and defeat Trump? Let us know. We're going to move on to Robert Pattison drops out of the Batman. This article comes from comicbooks.com. Batman actor Robert Pattinson drops out of movie due to scheduling conflict. Robert Pattinson filming schedule is starting to get more packed by each passing day, and now the actor has dropped out of...
He's just a little bitch.
Fantastic. We'll go back on mute. The actor has dropped out of one upcoming project because of his schedule conflicts. In a new report from IndieWire, the Batman star will no longer appear in the highly anticipated sequel to Souvenir, and a sequel. This doesn't even matter to me anymore. Anyway, he dropped out of Batman. How do you guys feel?
Well, no shit.
What does that mean?
That's it. It's my answer. I mean, at no point did I expect this to be like for real. I didn't think it was going to be Batman. I was never on board with it. I don't think it's scheduling. I think it's people don't want me to be fucking Batman.
True.
The whole thing is that he was getting enough where some people were on the fence, and with some of the besides Twilight, some of the other movies that he's made, it shows that he would do okay, or at least maybe fantastic. I mean,
he was Cedric Diggory.
So you're saying that
actually, I have his blonde.
He was good in Twilight.
Really?
Well, no, I'm not a fan of Twilight as a series. I know vampires don't glitter.
I don't know that.
But
you
part
like
of me,
you're wild.
So part of me actually wants to think that he may have actually done this, and kind of semi agreed to it just to see what other parts would come in. As soon as you get picked up for something so high profile, the other offers are going to start coming in.
So now, he could have easily. Think it was a publicity stunt. That's what you're saying.
I think it's a publicity stunt. I think honestly, it was a publicity stunt. Because if he really wanted to play Batman, or would consider it properly, there's more people that know what Batman is over what the sequel of the Souvenir would be, or the even if it was Christopher Nolan or not, it's the Tenet film. I mean, come on. The whole thing is he's choosing these other films for whatever reason. Maybe he likes they actually have their shit together, unlike DC's been lately with their movies. And people were talking about it. He took a bite, waited around till someone took a bite of the sandwich. Someone offered him a steak and said, "Oh, hey, I'm taking a steak. See you guys later."
All right, Joe Taro.
Not everybody wants to play superhero movies. I can't stress that enough. Not every actor or actress wants to be in Marvel or DC movies. I've heard a couple of actors, even in interviews, say this same thing. They're not interested. A lot of them are not interested. I mean, yeah, you can make probably millions of dollars or even more in one movie, but they want serious roles. Like their whole life, for certain actors, or actresses, they probably are fit to just be in serious roles or comedy roles or dramatic or horror. Some of them are just not fit for superhero roles, and that's fine. So,
no, go ahead. Sorry, Joe.
No, I was done.
All right, cool stuff.
An example of that would be Hugo Weaving, the guy who played Red Skull.
Right.
He did not. For those who did not know this, that he did not reprise his role in Endgame.
Allegedly.
That was not Hugo. It wasn't Hugo. It was somebody else.
Allegedly.
So they offered it to him, but he's like, no. I have my fun, but it's just not for me.
Well,
That's
they,
it.
they didn't have to offer him anything. He was contracted for 3 pictures. They just didn't force it on him. He
Yep.
actually, I read an article where he says yes that he did sign up for 3 movies, and he hopes they don't ask him back because but he would have to do it because he is contracted. But he's like, you don't really want to put an actor in there who really doesn't want to be there. So
And they found
that's
somebody
what it
else who
was.
was
They
interested.
did, they
And then,
did. So
it's but that's the whole thing is he really signed up for 3 pictures, and they're not pulling the option right now, and he's okay with that, and he's already expressed himself the way he feels, and I don't think they ever will. I don't think they're ever going to call him in.
yep, I agree. Absolutely agree. So we're gonna move on to my very quick because I am exhausted. My rant on Aladdin. I'm gonna preface this by saying Aladdin means a lot to me. The original animated series is the definition of my childhood. That was the first real Disney animated feature that really got to me. I loved it. I completely enjoyed it. So when they were remaking it, I was psyched to see it, but also afraid as shit because I knew they were gonna bastardize it. So here I go. I went to go see the movie, and I don't think I've ever audibly said Jesus Christ out loud so many times. I've never been in a movie theater and I had to place my hand over my face like this so many times. I was thoroughly gutted, disappointed, um, upset. They said that George Lucas raped their childhood with the prequels, and I always thought that was stupid as shit. That statement until I saw Aladdin. I know my childhood has been violated absolutely by this movie. If I had to break it down, Aladdin was a stick in the mud. There was no gravitas to him. There was no real character there. He was a dead stick. Jasmine was attractive, but
Or
no, she wasn't. Actually, she wasn't. She was she was ridiculously naive, more so than the animated character. She was just boring. That was it. She was boring. There was nothing about her that I enjoyed. Jafar was toothless. He was toothless. Compared to the animated character, he was toothless. There was no menace behind him. I didn't believe he was. I didn't believe he was a threat at all. The only thing that I enjoyed was Iago. Iago was fun. They didn't go too far with it. He was hilarious. That was the only saving grace for Jafar. But my biggest gripe completely was the portrayal of Genie. Will Smith's metrosexual. I thought he was gay. I'm just right now. Until they shoved that ridiculous, out of nowhere love story with some handmaiden of Jasmine on him, I thought he was playing the Genie as gay, as effeminate, as gay. Not that I had any problem with that.
I mean,
But
that's who he is, right? In real life, Will Smith
gay?
doesn't he have an open relationship, and he
Yeah,
gets cuck held, and he kisses other boys.
allegedly,
There's
I
Illuminati
mean,
confirmed.
no
look at
proof.
his fucking son.
But what I
That
have to say
that's
very
his kids,
clearly,
though, man.
what I have to say
Put him
very
up in
clearly
a
is
tree.
the genie was insulting. Everything about his character was insulting. Um, I don't know. I don't know what. By the way, the CGI was awful. That was terrible. Absolutely terrible. The musical numbers were awful. They're awful. They did not live up to the spirit of the animated cartoon whatsoever. They were. You know what I remember saying? This movie belonged on the Disney Channel. This felt like a Disney Channel original movie. It did not feel like no hundreds of millions of dollars. Those sets looked small and enclosed. They looked terrible. They seemed terrible. And the twist with Jasmine becoming the Sultan because she made one rousing speech that changed the mind of some random head of security. I'm sorry. I wasn't digging it.
That sounds
The
stupid.
movie, yeah, it was stupid because she's like, why can't I lead? You can't lead. Those are our customs. She made one speech, Flex, one speech after some
Yeah,
ridiculous song, and you know what? You can be Sultan.
it's funny because realistically, they would have just killed her.
Yeah, but forget about realistic or not. You're telling me that, and he
But
made it very clear, it's 1,000 years of tradition was changed by one speech.
and
One.
here's okay. And here's the thing. you can change 1,000 Years tradition with one speech or one action.
No.
It has it now, not instantly and not immediately, but there's always a voice for change.
Well,
I
that was
okay.
that was instant, and that was immediately. That was
Now,
not her descendants.
my whole thing is what I would have preferred to see is Jasmine take a natural leadership role and help in or just like point out the facts or just like show strategy or something in referencing to the tactics, and because of that and her father seeing that, saying, okay, so you have a mind for this, you have a mind for that, yes, maybe you are ready to start being, not like, oh, I'm handing you over the sultanship. I'm like, maybe you can lead our people. Let's continue your education. I was really surprised how they went with the Sultan as well. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting a more, the bubbly,
I didn't mind that.
caricature.
I didn't mind that. I didn't mind.
Oh no,
I didn't mind it.
I mean, I got it. I
He was
understood
he was
it.
he was a real person. He was
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Like
It was-
I didn't mind that whatsoever. I didn't even mind the whole little semi-war story they were about to tell. Like this political intrigue where Jafar wants to invade the other nations. I don't get what the hell that was for. But I didn't mind that. I didn't mind it because I was like, okay, but all right. He has ambitions. He wants to invade. He wants to take over. Okay, I get it. I was actually expecting that the twist would be that Jafar killed the Sultan's wife. That's what I was expecting. But I guess that wasn't the case. But the movie was god awful. It was terrible. I was so upset when I left that movie theater. So that's my rant. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I know a lot of you fools who like this movie. Okay? And I'm telling you guys, go home, watch the animated feature, and then tell me again you still like this movie. Tell me it did it justice, because it was terrible. The movie was terrible. And that is a wrap for this episode. Before we go, I would love it if, where's my outro? If we do a shameless promotions, Flex.
Absolutely. Now, you beautiful people, you can find me on Instagram at Darth_Flex, Darth_FLEXX. You have some pretty cool stuff out there. Mostly exercise physiology, UFC, Bellator, PFL, training, cool gangster shit. If you want to check out some fine woodcrafting like the beautiful tankard you see behind Vibe right there with the VRS Studios, you can check me out on the Inebriated Craftsman on Instagram. Also on Twitter, you can check me out at DFP Performance, Darthflex Performance. I'll be the only one with the DFP logo, courtesy of Vibe and its affiliates. Beautiful logo, by the way.
Yes. Remind you, DFP stands for down to fuck, just so you know.
Down to fucking, what's for down to Felch with a PH?
Garbanzo.
That really threw me off. You can find me on the gram at Darth Bean, Darth Bean 278 on IG, on Bean TKE 278 on the Twitter, and just look for Garbanzo's Corner on Facebook and reach out, drop a message, and let me know what else to talk about. Any other topics? Doesn't matter how controversial. Let me know. We'll talk about it.
Fantastic. Of course, Joe Taro, unfortunately, he's not with us. So if you want to find him, you can look. You can find him at the local. You can find.
I said I'm right here.
You can find Joe Taro at the local dump.
Right here,
I'm sorry, Joe Taro. But I mean,
you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Joe Taro, JoeTarrro for Instagram, and the same thing but with 2 R's on Twitter. Actually, you can also find me one more time. Actually, I play Final Fantasy 14. You can actually find me on Hyperion server, and my name on that is Ryu Hokori, RYUHOKORI, and that's it.
Of course, I'm Vibe, and you guys can check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Viberev Studios, VIBEREVSTUDIOS, or Yahoo or YouTube.com. Viberev Studios, so you can see all the studio-related content. There's more than just Geek Bros out there. There's travel vlogs. There's other podcasts.
Don't forget your grinder name.
But yeah, my grinder name is Joe Sucks Cock. But definitely check that out. And of course, you can follow the Geek Bros.
Chicken fucker.
That's right, exactly. You can follow the Geek Bros on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. That's Geek Bros. He left. GEEKBR0S. Of course, you can check us out at WeBeGeeksPC.com every Wednesday night and watch our faces, Vibro Studios, on Yahoo. So, with that being said, happy 4th of July. And I'm Vibe.
Darth Flex.
Let's go, Bronzo.
To our left, have a happy 4th of July, and geeking out still sounds this good.
America.
Keeping up with the Geek Bros.